Okay, hello and welcome to lesson 5 of topic 24, sine and cosine rule. Now, if you've completed lessons 1 to 4, you should be able to tick off these two aims, knowing and applying the sine rule and knowing and applying the cosine rule. Today we're going to work on knowing and applying the area rule, which is a half AB sine C. Okay, so the area rule, that'll be your title for today. And then we're looking at the area of triangles. Now, when you look at these triangles, I would like to think that we can find the area of that triangle straight away, half base times height. We can also use the same method for this one. Okay, we know the base and we know the perpendicular height. But when you look at this triangle, you don't have the perpendicular height. You've got a base, or you could call that the base, but you don't have a perpendicular height that you can work with. And so we need to use the area rule in this circumstance. Okay, so the first thing you'll need to write down is you're going to use the area rule when you don't have the base and the perpendicular height. Okay, what we do have is an angle and two sides either side of that angle. Okay, so this is the area rule, half AB sine C, and you're going to need to write that down in your books. You're going to need to highlight that. That's the final formula that you need to learn. Okay, it's not given to you, you need to learn that formula. And so how do we apply this to the triangle we've got? Well, very simply, it's the same as the other two formulae, in as much as the lowercase letters are the sides, the uppercase letter is the angle. So first thing we do is label the sides and the angle. So we'll call that C. Similar to when we're using the cosine rule, A and B, it doesn't matter which way around you go. So if we go A and B there. And so to find the area of this triangle, we're going to say a half times 10 times 9 times sine 30. Now type that into your calculator, let your calculator do the work. If you want to write that as 0.5 instead of a half, you can, it makes no difference. But typing that into your calculator will give you 22.5 centimetres squared. Now it's important to understand and to put those units on the end, because you need to remember what it is you're working out. Okay, you're working out the area of this triangle. Okay, not sides, not angles, the area of this triangle. Okay, so that's the answer to that first question. So pause the video, copy that into your books, make sure you've got a clear identification of this formula and then the working beneath it. Okay, we'll look at a second example. Very, very similar. Okay, you can see we've got the same kind of setup. We don't know the perpendicular height, so we can't just use a half base times height. We need to use this formula. Now, as I said to you in previous videos, ignore the letters that are already in a question. So get rid of these, and we'll label it ourselves. So we'll call this angle C, and again, A and B, doesn't matter which way around we go. So we'll go area equals half times 20 times 23 times sine 55. Okay, type that into your calculator, let your calculator do the work. When you type that in, you get 188.404. Three significant figures, we'll call that 188 centimetres squared. Okay, so that's the area to that one. Okay, so you can copy that one into your books if you like, if you would like to, if you need another example. The final example is this one, and this is just a scenario sometimes where we've talked about this previously, where you've got too much information. And it's just making sure that you identify what information you need and which numbers potentially aren't relevant to the question. So we're looking to find the area of this triangle. We're going to label that as C. And then A and B have to be the sides either side, and it doesn't matter which way around, but it has to be A and B there. Okay, you can see that if you were to label that side, it would be C. Okay, small c. Now there's no C in this formula, so we don't need that number at all. Okay, so that's extra information that's irrelevant to when we're finding the area for this triangle. Now from there, once you've identified that, absolutely fine, same as usual. So we're going area equals a half times 7, or we'll do it the way around, times 11 times 7 times sine 80. Okay, again, type that into your calculator. You get 37.9150. Three significant figures, 37.9 centimetres squared. Okay, so you can copy down that example if you would like to. That's just an example where you've got more information than you need. Okay, so I'd like you to have a go at the questions that are in the booklet for lesson 5 now. You use the answers, mark your own questions, and then make sure you email your teachers if you get stuck. Okay, thank you.